Welcome back to Generative AI 101, where we unravel the tangled mess of AI into stories you can actually enjoy. I'm Emily Laird, your tech savvy tour guide. Today, we're hopping into our time machine to explore the fascinating history of natural language processing, or NLP. It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but you get me instead. Buckle up, because we're about to journey through decades of innovation and discovery. Welcome to Generative AI 101. All right, let's set the scene. The story of NLP begins in the mid 20th century, back when computers were the size of rooms and had less processing power than your smartwatch. The early days were marked by a mix of optimism and wild ambition. In the 1950s, Alan Turing, the British mathematician, posed a simple yet profound question: can machines think? This sparked the idea that machines could potentially understand and process human language. Turing's famous test, the Turing test, became a benchmark for evaluating machines' ability to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. Moving into the 1960s, we saw the development of the first real attempts at machine translation. Picture this. Researchers at Georgetown University, in collaboration with IBM, translated 60 Russian sentences into English using a computer. It was a monumental moment, but the system was far from perfect. It was more like a clunky prototype than a slick iPhone, but it laid the groundwork for future innovations. The 1970s and 1980s brought about significant advancements. This was the era of rule-based systems. Think of these as early recipe books for language processing. If you see X, then do Y. One notable program was Sherdlu, developed at MIT. Sherdlu could understand and manipulate objects in a virtual world based on written commands. It was rudimentary, but it demonstrated the potential of computers to understand and respond to natural language. Now, as we approach the 1990s, the field took a sharp turn towards statistical methods. The availability of large corpora, or big collections of text, and the advent of more powerful computers enabled researchers to apply statistical models to language processing. This was a game changer. Instead of relying solely on handcrafted rules, machines began to learn from vast amounts of data. It was like teaching a child to read by giving them an entire library and letting them figure it out. One of the major milestones in this era was the development of hidden Markov models, or HMMs, and later conditional random fields, or CRFs, which were used extensively for tasks like speech recognition and part of speech tagging. Suddenly, machines were getting better at understanding context and disambiguating meanings. The 2000s and 2010s saw the rise of machine learning and deep learning. This was when NLP really started to take off. The introduction of algorithms like support vector mechanisms, or SVMs, and later neural networks revolutionized the field. Google Translate, launched in 2006, utilized these advanced techniques to improve translation quality significantly. It was like upgrading from a tricycle to a sports car. Pretty impressive. And then the game changer. In 2018, OpenAI introduced GPT, or Generative Pre-trained Transformer. We'll get into that. This was a seismic shift. Transformers, a type of neural network architecture that we've discussed, allowed models to process words in relation to all other words in a sentence, capturing context more effectively. GPT-3, with its 170 billion parameters, and that's billion with a B, brought NLP to a whole new level, enabling tasks from composing poetry to coding. To sum it up, the history of NLP is a tapestry of innovation. From the early dreams of Alan Turing to the groundbreaking achievements of modern deep learning models. We've come a long way. Translating a few Russian sentences to having AI that can write essays, translate language, and even understand the nuances of human conversation. That's all for today's exploration of the history of NLPs. If you've got questions, thoughts, or just want to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn. Just look for Emily Laird, Laird. Keep the conversation going. Till next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and remember, you know more about the history of natural language processing now than you did when you arrived.